Hello, good afternoon. I am Emmanuel Khan. I especially welcome you to the Emmanuel Khan Wealth Building YouTube channel. If this is your first time of coming across my video, or if you are a returning subscriber, here on this channel I share content around forex trading, cryptocurrency trading, how to earn in dollars online, and everything that has to do with wealth building ideas and opportunities. So if you like such content, do it to hit on the subscribe button down below, then tap on the notification bell. The reason is so that when I post new content, you will be notified immediately. We have been looking at 28 days WhatsApp life and money series, and today is day 17th. We're going to look at something very vital and very key to your progress and advancement in this life. Okay, first of all, before I progress, let me say a big congratulations to as many of you who won the free brand Emmanuel Khan brand promo that held yesterday on the 17th, when we celebrated our 1,000 man YouTube subscriber. Okay, about 5 or 6 persons won the free slot. Congratulations to you if you are among those that won. Then the rest of you who took advantage of the slash price, the promo slash price, to get into any of my trainings, congratulations to you as well. All right, without further ado, let's progress. Let me take you through my other slide to see what we're going to be discussing today. We are looking at discover how leverage can make you rich, how to take advantage of leverage to become rich in your life, in your business, in your health, and in every aspect of every ramification of your life in general. All right, so let's begin by looking at what leverage is. I'm sure you can see the picture that is displayed on my screen. I will talk about it in just a jiffy, but first let's begin to look at what is leverage. In simple terms, leverage is simply taking advantage of a tool, of a means, or a method to achieve something you ordinarily wouldn't have been able to achieve all by yourself, or something that would have cost you time, energy, money, you name it. Therefore, leverage, which is a tool or means or method, helps you save time, save energy, save resources, save money, and yet achieve much more. The essence of leverage is to help you minimize the effort you put in and maximize the output. Okay, minimize the money you spend and maximize the profit. Minimize the energy you expend and maximize the quality of the output or product. That's the essence of leverage. Is like doing little and using an amplifier to amplify the result. That is the essence of leverage. So that is what leverage entails, or what leverage is about. There are 1,001 things you cannot do on your own all by yourself, but with the aid of one or two tools, of a robot, or just some buttons, some tech products, some tech innovations. With those aids, you can just achieve those things in minutes, and you are off. In minutes, and you're off. These things are things that would have taken you hours to complete, hours to get the job done and all that. But leverage helps you save time and energy. All right, so here are some common everyday example of what leverage is. I want to take time to really establish what leverage is so that you understand it before we subsequently begin to share and look at every other aspect of leverage. Now, some examples of leverage is using a jack to lift a car. That's what we have here. Now, I want you to imagine you were told to lift this car. If you were told to lift this car for the sum of $100 million, and you were given 6 hours to lift this car to this height, my brother, even though the money is mouth-watering, even though you like to get the money, you like to grasp it, you have 1,001 things you want to do with the money, but energy, your strength won't allow you to achieve this. Your strength won't allow you to achieve this. I mean, you don't have what it takes to physically lift a car to this height and suspend it in the air for an hour, 2 hours, you name it. Even the strongest man on earth, if you go check Guinness Book of Record, the strongest man on earth cannot do this. But look at the blue device. Okay, see how it effortlessly lifts this car and suspends it in the air. A simple machine did this, what a human being cannot do. In fact, it will take tens or 20 or thereabout able-bodied men to be able to achieve this. And even at that, they can't do it for so long. To get to a point, their arms, their muscle will grow weak, and they will drop the car. But this guy, this machine here in blue, is able to suspend this car for days, for months, for years, for weeks, for hours, without feeling pain. That's the power of leverage. All right, so that's an example of what I'm trying to make you understand what leverage is. So you can't achieve it on your own, by yourself, by your own effort and strength, but with the aid and introduction of a device or a tool, it makes it easy to achieve. That's what leverage is. Now, using a lift to ascend a tall building of say 20 or more floors, that is another example of what of what leverage is. Imagine you were told to climb up and down a 30-story building, the floor of a 30-story building, and you were told to climb up and down for 30 times. How are you going to achieve that? I mean, you were given say 1 hour. How on earth are you going to achieve that? That's something else. I mean, if at all anybody will achieve it, it will be strenuous, and not many people can even achieve that. But if you use a lift, it makes the work easier, makes the work faster, and saves you time, saves you energy. Another example is ATM machines instead of long queues in the bank. Imagine you going to the bank, and sometimes the bank can be very frustrating. You go to the bank and probably you are in a hurry, you are a bit in a hurry, and you just go there. On getting there, you see about a 30-man queue, 30 people in front of you. You are the 31st person. How are you going to cope? How are you going to survive that? But with the aid of ATM, you can just simply take your card, go to the ATM, slot in how much you want, and boom, you are out of there. That's another example of leverage. What leverage can do is saves you time, saves you energy, saves you stress. Another example is POS instead of long queues in the bank, or instead of experiencing some cashless ATMs. Have you been to the ATM sometimes that you're in a very tight corner, and unfortunately the ATM had no cash to dispense? You should dispense error, or temporarily unable to dispense cash. Man, sometimes it can be frustrating. If you encounter that, how are you going to survive? How are you going to cope? Another example is email instead of post office. Okay, it saves you the time and the transport of going to post office too. Remember the days of post office? Oh, crazy, guys, crazy. But look at what the email has done to post office. Now with the aid of the email, you can just send tons and tons of messages with the speed of light, and it's delivered. Another example is mobile phones instead of phone booth and phone booth operators. Remember when we used to go to phone booths to make calls? You have to stand on the queue till the person in the booth is done, then you get in and all that stuff. But with the aid of mobile phones today, we can reach anybody in the world as long as we have their contact and have good network coverage, and boom, communication takes place. Another example is using AI instead of manual labor. For example, this a very good field where you can see this play out is in the forex industry. Instead of having to sit by your chart and trading 247, some people employ the services of a robot, of an AI, and it does the trading for them. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. Now, another example is using planes to travel instead of by road. Travel by air instead of by road. Now imagine you want to travel a distance of say 48 hours, a 2-day journey, and you're going to stay on the road. Do you know how tedious that will be if you have to stay on the road? Especially if you're driving. Even if you're not driving, it's tedious, man. It's tedious. I mean, when you arrive at destination, your body will be broken. You're going to be worn out, fagged out, and famished, and all that. So these are some of the examples, everyday example of what the leverage looks like. Okay, the list is actually endless. Now take note, in this life, you will not live forever, so you can't and won't have forever to try out all the things you need to try out, make all the mistakes there is to make, learn all you need to learn, and implement. That is why you need to learn how to start using leverage to your advantage. How old are you going to live? In our current day world, there's rarely people. We rarely see people who live up to 150 years, 130, 140. We rarely see them. So how long do you think you're going to live? You don't have all the time in this world to try out everything yourself. Okay, some people say experience is the best teacher, but I put it to you, other people's experience is the best teacher of the wise. If you're a wise man, you wouldn't wait to learn from your experience. You would capitalize on other people's experience to learn, because you don't have all the time in the world to make your mistakes and learn by yourself. That's the reason for mentorship, for mentoring. Why we recommend and advise that you get into mentorship for some certain areas of your life, because you can't get everything you need to get on YouTube, on Google, and what have you. There are some things that you will only access when you get into paid mentorship programs. You get that, right? So subsequently, we will look at 5 tools you can and should leverage on to make more profit with less stress in your life and business. That will happen on the 18th, tomorrow's video. All right, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit on the notification bell, hit on the subscribe button, so that when I post this content and further content, you will be notified almost immediately. All right, I remain your boy Monecan. Till I come your way again, stay blessed.